Welcome to Vintage Variety. It's the first week in October, and that means Apple Fest. Some friends and I are visiting Ellajay, Georgia, where apples are grown. And while we're there, not only are we going to buy some apples, but we're also going to visit some of the wonderful antique stores in this town, and I'm going to bring all of you along with me. So this first store is on the outskirts, and it's called Southern Flair. I'm going to go inside, check it out, and see what all they have. This store does have some jewelry, and it has different items. So I'm going to do a walkthrough and see if I can find anything that I'm interested in. This is an assortment of grab bags. They all have different items in them, but they have a couple that have jewelry in them. I think I'm going to purchase the 2 jewelry bags that I found in here, and we'll find out later if they were of value. Like many antique stores, this store has an assortment of decorative items, vintage items, and a few antiques mixed in with them. I really like the purses, but I'm not going to purchase any today. They have quite a few interesting pieces of glassware, some mid-century modern pieces that would look really pretty. And I also noticed they have a lot of rustic items like these deer antlers. I suppose that's something that people use to decorate with now. I've seen a lot of these pop up lately in antique stores and also secondhand stores that I've visited. This antique store has an upstairs also, and that is where I'm at now. I did visit their jewelry counter, and I picked out a few items that I wanted to purchase. So I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough of the upstairs, and then we're going to head on into town. Really love this lamp, but it's way out of my budget. I believe we've seen everything here, so now we're going to head into town. This is Main Street Antiques Mall. Let's go inside and see what they have. A lot of this jewelry is handmade, and some of it are newer pieces, but they're very beautifully made pieces of jewelry. It's not quite what I'm looking for today. I'm mainly looking for vintage jewelry. I see a few pieces over here. Most of these are vintage, some of them are not, but I really don't see anything that really catches my eye, so I'm going to continue to look around. Here are some more beautifully made pieces. These are handmade. This looks like a mixture of things. Some of it's jewelry, some of it's not. Don't really see anything in there that interests me though. These are some local made pieces of pottery. So there's a lot of stuff in this store that's handmade, some vintage, and of course some antique items. I didn't really find anything in this store, so let's head to the next store in town. This is Mountain Town Antiques. Let's go inside and have a look around. So they do have some vintage jewelry in this store. I'm going to look around and see if I can find anything that I want to purchase today. A jewelry jar. Now, I don't know about this. Usually I don't have very good luck with jewelry jars. I always like to pick them up and look at them very carefully to see if I spot any good pieces in them. This one doesn't look too promising, so I'm going to leave it alone. Here's some more vintage jewelry. Most of it is clip-on earrings and just a few necklaces. They really have a lot of dishes in here, and I'm surprised because often when you go to stores like this, you'll see a few pieces, but you don't usually see entire sets. We're now upstairs. We're going to have a quick look around. Maybe we will find something good. If not, we'll head to the next store. Well, I actually found something good hanging up on this wall. I had to film this, guys. How cool is this? This is a very old vanity set, and it has all the pieces, and it's still in its original case. It's rare to find them all together and still in the case. We did visit a couple of more stores. I did not film all of it, but I did find some pretty good finds today, and I'm going to show those to you guys at the end of this content. I'm going to start off with the bags. I got these at the first antique store. Wasn't really sure about these. They were $4 a piece, but they actually have some pretty good items in them. So I'm going to get these poured out and show them to you. I have already looked through them. This little brooch is made out of wood. I think it's rather cute. Flip it around so you guys can see the back of it. Looks like something that someone may have made. This bag had 2 red hat brooches in it. One of them I don't have because I gave it to my friend. She commented that she really liked it, so I said, if you like it, it's yours. But I think this is rather nice. It looks like a cowboy hat. This is a pendant. It looks like a dogwood flower. Another pendant. This is nice, guys. Most of these pieces aren't marked, but I really like this one. Butterfly brooch. And then we have these two. Best item that was in this entire bag is this one. And this is very old. I'll show you the back of it. And I tested this. This is actually Bakelite. So I feel like this bag was well worth the $4 that I paid for it. Let's pour the other one out and see what's inside of it. This is a really cute little lady pin. At one time or the other, I think this was probably a very nice pen. I believe the back side of it, that's probably the original paint, but it looks like someone turned this into a craft project. You can see that they've painted over it. I believe that the flowers may have had little rhinestones set into them at one time. So this doesn't look too hot in the condition that it's in. This is nice. It is missing one stone. This is a really pretty pen. Sure, this could be repaired. A plastic alligator. Another floral brooch. This one's also floral. This one looks like it had a long stem and it's broken off. And a grasshopper pin. Not too bad, $4. Often you'll see these floral brooches for about $7 to $8 a piece, so I feel like I got my money's worth out of this bag also. These are the last 2 items that I got at that antique store, and I almost did not get them. I left my purchases at the counter, and when I went back to pay, I realized the price was awfully low. She had charged me for the 2 jewelry bags, but not these 2 pieces. I had to mention it to her and tell her where my other pieces that I chose. And she had laid these back behind the counter. Lesson learned, usually when I go in a place and they want to hold the pieces, I'll let them. I think from now on, I'll just go ahead and pay for them right then, and I won't have to deal with this kind of confusion again. But this is a very old stick pin. It's missing the end on it, but this is probably Art Deco. And then I got this pin also. This caught my eye. I really liked the design. It also looks very Art Deco. So not bad. Now I'm going to show you the items that I found at the other store, and I found some really fantastic finds. This was hanging on the wall that I mentioned that I had found something really good. My guess is whoever put this there did not realize that these are real pearls and amethyst. That's why it's always good to do your homework, and when you look at pieces, look at them very carefully. I really didn't pay very much for this. I paid $8. Let me zoom in. The clasp on this is sterling. This is just a beautiful necklace. My guess is someone probably thought that it was costume. So this was a really good find. This also came from the same store. This is a tennis bracelet, and I don't know if you can see that really clearly. These are sapphires. Zoom in on it so you can get a really good look. The camera's not picking it up very well, but these are real stones, guys. And I'm going to try to zoom in on the clasp. You guys can see this is also done in sterling. I only paid a couple of dollars for this beautiful bracelet. I feel like I definitely got my money's worth. This last item came from a different store, and I didn't record in that store, but I was really excited. This was a fabulous find. So I'm going to hold this in my hands because there is a little bit of glare coming from my camera. This is celluloid. Celluloid is, if you're not familiar with it, is one of the early plastics. And they made a lot of different things out of celluloid, including jewelry. There were a lot of little keepsake portrait type pins that were made. They would make the pin with the photo and it would have celluloid over it. This one's actually not a pin or a brooch, but rather I believe it was meant to be a pocket mirror. The actress on this pin, this is Anne Little, also known as Anna Little. Her career was in silent films from the 1910s on into the 1920s. And there is some cracking on this. That will happen with celluloid over time, especially if it's exposed to heat. But I was just thrilled to get this. A lot of people don't collect these, but I thought this was a great item to add to my personal collection. So I feel like I found some really good items at some very good prices on this little trip that I took with my friends. Now, there were some beautiful pieces of vintage jewelry in some of these stores, but they were just pieces that were just way out of my price range. But it just goes to show, if you look around hard enough, you can always find a little something. Definitely let me know what you think in the comments. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to share these items with me. If you haven't already, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more content on collecting vintage and antique items. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.